Hello, welcome. Here we go. Oblivion Remastered. Whew. I switched over to my 9070 XT. I'm going to have a look at it on that. This is actually Unreal Engine 5 as well, so I haven't seen too much on the game yet, but... So I'm a bit late. I did want to go live at like my normal time, and I wanted to go live yesterday as well, but I've had so much going on at work, I just have not had the time. And even today I made the promise, I was like, I'm going to go live with this, because this came out so suddenly yesterday, didn't it? And I had to work later today to try and fix something. But I'm still here, that's all that matters. This does look epic, like this little scene here. I haven't actually even had a chance to see the settings yet. So I'll do the usual playthrough 4K 1440p with 1080p as well. See how I don't know, see how performance goes, if it's going to be as rough as Unreal Engine 5 normal games are. Do make sure to drop a like on the stream as well. Try and keep up our streak. Like I say, I think... When's the last of my streams? Was it last week? Streams are going to be a bit on and off over the next couple of weeks, because I've got to go up to London on Friday this week for like 3 or 4 days, and then I've got to go up again the weekend after for like 3 or 4 days, so... Stream's going to be a little... out of place, but... Triple Chap, yo, Lucifer, hello. How's it go? Hello. Tasha, yo. So, at the moment, it looks like I'm at 4K. 3040 by 2160. What else have we got? Motion blur off. We've got everything set to the max here, ultra. This is probably going to be kind of rough. Here we've got the... we've got hardware ray tracing here. We also have a software too, so I'm guessing... Yeah, if we switch off the hardware, we'll have software. It's a bit annoying, you can never fully switch that off. So obviously it will at some point always be on. There's never actually a way to even this. You can only go to low. So we'll leave it on hardware ray tracing at first. It's going to be tough, but we'll we can switch it around. I'll do native. This does have FSR 4, so I have overridden that from the Adrenaline app. So we can try that out a little bit as well. I think it gets DLSS 4 and FSR 4 from what I read, which is decent. Hopefully the overlay is going to work. There we go. Boom. What settings did I change? What did I change? TAA? Leave it on that for now. Probably going to be... Does it have an FSR native? I'm assuming it does. How do I do that? Oh no. Crashed there. Well, I crashed the game there. Yeah, so it does have native AA. We will check that out as well. But I'll leave it on just TAA for now. Now, I have played this game before, but like, I don't know how long ago. I've never completed it.
For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never
Jackie, yo. Red Devil, hello. Dark Ghost, yo.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no
Titters, hello, from India. Welcome.
Behold,
You'll be up in
darkness,
up in London Monday and Friday.
The land.
Try and find me. Wait, I thought you lived in London. You live in Croydon? I mean, I consider that. Well, it's like, what is it? Greater London. My family's originally from Croydon, actually.
This is the 27th of last seed, the year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era, and the final hours of my life.
Good like this. 340 FPS will take that. I changed ray tracing. Oh, was it? I did change it back though, but maybe it just triggered it. I was just having a look at Lumen, but I didn't actually apply it. I just switched it back straight away. You can see my arrow, look. $1,600. Woo. Imagine if we got that. The most I ever got in any game, I think, was that Prince of Persia game, and I had like, I think I had 1,200 or something. Alright, what do we want to do here? What looks most like me? Dark Elf. Wood Elf. Ah, bro, I'm going this Imperial. Let's just, I won't spend too long on this because I can literally spend forever doing this. Well, I'm young, obviously, because I'm a boy. I'm pretty tan. I don't have long hair though. How do I change the hair? How do I change the hair? Here we go. That's more like it. That is the look. Triple Champ, if you see someone in London with this haircut, that's me. Oh, that's a Chad right there. Look at that. Absolute. Alright, let's just go with that. Let's not mess around. Absolute Chad. Right. Didn't want to spend too long on that intro stuff because I can always go back. We want to try and get into the game as quick as we can, have a look around. Because I know before I've spent so much time doing the character, I could spend like an hour just doing that. Which brand do I have? I have the Gigabyte Gaming. So at the moment in this bit, it's looking about a 40 FPS average. This is, yes, this is with ray tracing, hardware ray tracing on. At the moment. So it's going to be quite rough compared to what we know this is like in other games. I wonder if there's an FOV scale on this.
A bad name, you see. You're an embarrassment. Best if you just disappear. Hey, you hear that?
Oh, do I, Joe? Hello.
For you.
Game Puzzle Steam version. This is also with the latest AMD optional drivers too, so bear that in mind. It does have like support for the game, so I'm expecting this probably runs better on these drivers than it does on maybe older drivers if you're on those.
What's this prisoner doing here? This cell is supposed to be off limits.
Usual mix-up with the watch.
Never mind. Get that gate open. Stand back, prisoner. We won't hesitate to kill you.
The lighting looks very good though. I know we're only just in this cell, but when you look like up there, it looks really good.
Stay out of the way and you won't get hurt.
It's been such a long time though since I played the original. I'd have to see it side by side.
No sign of pursuit, sir. Stay put, prisoner.
Good. Let's go.
Dipping down to about 34 here. Big test is going to be once we get outside.
I've seen you. Let me see your face.
Oh, it does
You
seem to
are
drop
the
a little
one
bit there as
from my
well when you're
dreams.
talking to
The
characters.
stars
29.
were right.
Lowest we've
This
seen so
is
far.
the day. Gods give me strength. Assassins attacked my
So yeah, we'll wait
sons.
until we get outside, really to give
My
it a proper
blades are
look.
leading me out of the
And then we
city
can check
on a
software ray
secret
tracing
escape
too,
route.
which is going to be a
By
lot
chance,
nicer.
The entrance to
on the
that escape
FPS.
route leads through your cell. Perhaps the gods have placed you here so that we may meet. As for what you have done, it does not matter. That is not what you will be remembered
To a
for.
lagoon, yo.
I am your emperor.
Look at that FSR 4
Uriel
on Game
Septim.
Pass version.
By the grace of the gods, I
You should
serve
just be able to-
Tamriel as her ruler.
In Adrenaline,
You are
if
a
you find the
citizen of
game,
Tamriel, and you too
I might be
shall
able to
serve
show
her in
you.
your
Sometimes
own
my
way.
overlay doesn't work. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that. Let me. Can I? I don't know if I can get this to work. Sometimes the overlay doesn't open for me, so I can't. But it does look like it is. I might be able to show you. I mean, to be honest, you might have already tried this, but I'll show you it anyway. It should work for Game Passes as well. Shouldn't matter what game game version you're on. All you need to do is go gaming. So these are a list of all the games, and then Elder Scrolls is here, and then you literally just need to. I don't have it. I already enabled it. It's disappeared for me. That's odd. Okay, maybe something's happened then. Just before I launched the game, I had the FSR 4 option here and I enabled it. Now that I've booted the game. That's weird. Maybe in a little bit we'll not seen that. Is that maybe the issue you're having too? First time I've seen that. Let me see on my actual overlay too. If I can get back on the game. Now my overlay won't work at all. I might have to maybe I have to reboot in a little bit and I'll test it. Yeah, I can't even get the overlay to open at all now. In fact, has the game crashed? No.
You will find your own path.
Well,
Take care.
I'll reboot the
There
game
will
in a
be
little bit once we get
blood
outside and check it
death
again, but
before
I could
the
definitely enable it. I enabled
we
it before I
must keep
booted the
moving.
game, but for some reason it's not there anymore. Might be the weird
Better not close this
EXE.
one. There's no way to
Maybe.
open it from the other side.
Yeah, in which
Don't
I was
try.
able to change
like
it,
I'm
but
watching
now that
today.
the game's booted through
Stay
Steam,
out of our
it's
way.
maybe selecting the wrong one, I guess. That is odd. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Game doesn't appear in Adrenaline. Yeah, you can add it manually. It doesn't give FSR 4 option. Yeah, that's the
Stay
same
out
issue
of
I'm having. It did work though before I
Don't
booted the
try
game.
anything.
It was there.
I'm watching you.
Wow, so
Those
look.
up left, protect the Emperor.
In here, the graphics look incredible, but the FPS is just
captain's down.
absolutely just wrecked. 27, look, 28.
Are you all right, sire?
So it's pretty brutal.
Captain Reno.
She's dead.
Probably actually, though, on the higher side compared to what we've seen. Like, take Black Myth Wukong, which is also on Unreal Engine 5,
How could they be waiting for us here?
and also has full ray tracing,
know.
hardware
It's
ray
too late to
tracing.
go back
That's
now.
like
Don't worry,
10
sir. We will
10
take you
FPS, isn't it?
They
With these
won't
settings.
Be the first to underestimate the blades.
Maybe once we get
I'll
outside,
take point. Let's move.
it might be a
You stay here.
There's
lot
trouble
worse, but at
ahead.
the moment
Try
it
to
seems not like terrible. VRAM as well looks okay, 12.5. What does it say? To ready your weapons first. How do I get my weapon? Oh, I can't even... It's behind the overlay. Do I even have a weapon? I don't even know if I have a... I thought it said press E, but I'm pressing E and nothing's happening. We're just going to have to punch the rats. Oh, there's a club. Now we're talking. How do I... equip that? Boom. Now we're talking. It seems really laggy for me when it goes into the menu. How do you do these? Auto attempt. How do you do that? I got a key. You're at work watching the stream. Nice. You watch the rest of it? Yeah, no worries. Fair enough. We'll check out a couple of different resolutions. I want to just mainly try and see if I can get outside, which we're working our way, just so we can get a bit more of a rough idea. Because indoor here, I mean, the lowest we had was what, like 27, 26, 27. We're getting something more 50 here. The lighting though does look very good, like even where it's coming up through there. Oh god. Just have bits though where it really goes really laggy. Like from 50 down to sort of 30. Game right, yo. No, I haven't tested NVIDIA. This is the first time I played. I wanted to play yesterday. I've been really busy at work, so I was even trying to get on stream like an hour and a half ago, but I had to work late. Does look good though. Saw your video on the side by side between the old and the on the new. It's pretty nuts. I'm gonna keep following it. Like, look at the light here. Look how good that looks. It definitely gets quite laggy in the combat bits. Try it on the 5090. Yeah, I'll try and maybe have a look at that tomorrow. I assume you had everything like fully maxed out, like hardware ray tracing, everything. How many video cards have I got? At the moment, probably like 5 or 6. Nice sneak him. See ya. Look at these lows at the moment. 1 FPS. It's probably because of going through doors and stuff. I'll reset that. Yeah, I don't know how to do these. Was happy with how it did the video. Yeah, well, quite a lot of views on that one, wasn't it? Hit the pin up and then press space. Ah. Thanks. Some sort of trap. Oh my god, it's like Indiana Jones. Yeah, there's definitely some really good lighting where it's coming through the roof of the caves. Maybe, might as well, it's probably worthwhile in before we get to the outside bit if I, how do I... Can I change the settings mid-game? Can you not change... Oh, you can. If we just check out software instead of hardware ray tracing here, just out of curiosity to see what that's like. So if we go from hardware ray tracing to just software, Lumen, how does that do for us? Okay, that's not really done much, is it? Hopefully, maybe the FPS is a little bit more stable. Which, it does look like it's a bit more stable. Maybe we won't see it dip down into the 20s so much. Yeah, seeing upwards of almost 60 here. Got a 9070 XT in your new PC. How'd you get FSR 4? For this game, or this game at the moment, I thought I had FSR 4 enabled, but it seems to, I need to restart the game. It seems to, there seems to be maybe a bit of a bug where you don't seem to be able to enable it for some reason. But I need to check back. What's going on here?
Damn it! It's that prisoner again.
Oh God!
Kill him. He might be working with the Don't. You don't want to do that.
No,
you don't want to do
is not
that. I'm
one
out of patience with you, prisoner.
Can help us.
Oh, was I not supposed to do that?
For the blades!
That's a bad idea.
Jewish, sire.
They cannot understand why.
What?
I trust them. They've not
This is in
seen what
typical
I've seen.
Oblivion fashion.
Listen, you know the Nine, how they guide our fates with an invisible hand.
New AMD driver has FSR 4 support. It does do, but... So before I booted the game, I went into Adrenaline, I enabled FSR 4 and it looked fine. But when now that I'm in the game, if I try and check FSR 4's enabled, it's not even a setting. In Adrenaline, it's completely disappeared. So, I don't know, I've never seen that happen. And there was a couple of people raising it in chat as well. So I don't know, I need to restart the game again and have a look, because it's not there for me anymore, which is weird.
Of the heavens, the skies are marked with numberless sparks, each a fire, and every one a sign. I know these
You need to put the
stars
game
well,
in borderless
and
for
I wonder
FSR 4.
Which sign marked your birth?
Full screen? Yeah, no, I think I've got it in full screen. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure I had it in full screen. Increases endurance by 10 points. I always quite like the like sort of warrior aggressive type character where you can just go hand to hand. Increases armor rating. Let's just do that one for now.
The signs I read show the end of my path. My death,
25.4.1.
a
Yes,
necessary
yeah,
end,
no, I have
will
got that.
come when it will come. Your stars are not mine. Today, the warrior shall prove a stalwart companion when
I think the game only
fortune
supports...
fades.
No, it definitely has full screen because I've got it in
My
full screen.
dreams grant me no opinions of success. Their compass ventures not beyond the doors of death, but in your
We'll
face,
check. Once it gets to the
I
outdoor
behold
bit, I'll maybe
sun's
give it a
companion.
restart and I can show
The
you.
dawn of Akatosh's bright glory may banish the coming darkness. With such hope, and with the promise of your aid, my heart must be satisfied. No trophies of my triumphs precede
Graphics
me,
definitely, I think, look really
but
good
I
on
have
the
lived
characters.
well, and my ghost
Character
shall
models
rest
look pretty
easy.
good.
Men are but flesh and blood. They know their doom, but not the hour. In this, I am blessed to see the hour of my death, to face my apportioned fate, then fall. I go to my grave.
And you
a
need to,
tongue
it's an
shriller than
optional
all the
update,
music
so
calls me.
you need to get
You
it from
shall
the
follow me
AMD
yet for a
website.
while.
It won't appear.
Then we must part.
It won't appear in there. If you just type in AMD 25.4.1, you can get it through there, but it won't appear in the Adrenaline. Did I not get this guy? Whoa, this seems too many.
Let's get this over.
Heavily focused on magic. Well, we could be in big doo-doo.
You may as well make yourself useful. Here, carry this torch and stick close. We're the Emperor's bodyguards. Our job is to get him out of situations like this. Although I admit, things are not going according to plan.
Do you think there's some issue with the Adrenaline finding the game? It could be that. I didn't seem to have any
My
issue
job
with
is to
finding
make
the
sure
game
the
for me. It
Emperor
seemed to
gets out of
find
here
that quite
alive,
quick.
and I
Whether it's
intend
got
to
the
do it.
right one, though, might be the issue. Maybe it's got the wrong one.
Stick close and let us do our job, and you'll be all right.
Yeah, there is a setting for optional updates in Adrenaline. I don't know where that is, though. It used to be easier to find, I swear, but you can do it either way. If you can find that setting, or you can just get it from the website. Whichever's, if you know where that setting is. I feel like they obscured it, unless I'm just being stupid. Under manage updates. Look at this here though, here I'm up to 14 gig now. So that is quite high. Considering we dropped hardware ray tracing down to just software as well. But I think from other games I've seen, doing this at 4K on this GPU overall, it can often use up to like 14. I mean, we saw it even in Last of Us use like 14, and that doesn't even have ray tracing. Still obviously well within the limit, but...
Hold up. I don't like this. Let me take a look.
Hold up. Wait for the ambush.
Looks clear. Come on. We're almost through to the sewers.
Need to apply the settings. The settings are applied. But yeah, I've got it full screen here, so I don't think that's the issue either.
Damn it!
Oh, do you mean did I not apply? No, we've got it set to software. We did apply
The
it.
gate is barred from the other side. A trap!
What about that side passage back there?
Worth a try. Let's go. They're behind us. Wait here, sire.
Wait here with the Emperor. Guard him with your life.
Watch your back, Boric. This
For
one's
the
mine.
Emperor!
Yeah! That's the best you can do.
I can go no further.
Ah.
You alone must stand against
What
the
software
Prince
do
of
I use?
Destruction and his mortal
MSI
servants.
Afterburner.
He must not have the Amulet of Kings. Take the amulet, give it to Joffrey. He alone knows where to find.
Do
my
make sure to
last
drop a like
son.
on the stream if you haven't
Find
already.
him and close
Try and hit
shut
100
the
likes if we
doors
can.
of Oblivion.
Try and maybe tomorrow, you could probably check this out on the 5090 as well. I can't move.
Stranger,
No.
you chose a bad day to take up with the cause.
You thought
of
we'd
the
go down
Scepter.
easy?
No.
No. Talos, save us.
Can I take his robe?
We failed. I failed. The blades are sworn to protect the Emperor. Now he and all his heirs are dead. The amulet. Where's the amulet of kings? It wasn't on the Emperor's body. Strange. He saw something in you. Trusted you. They say it's the dragon blood that
Oh,
flows
restart the
through
game in the
veins
settings.
of
Yeah, I
every
could have a
scepter.
look. Yeah, because it definitely is
see
more
more than
stable
less of
since
it.
going software, but...
The amulet of kings is a sacred symbol of the Empire. Most people think of the red dragon crown, but that's just jewelry. The amulet has power. Only
check, and I maybe check FSR 4 whilst I'm doing it as well.
It's a here. There are
Combat. So, do I want to go... No, I want to go... Strength and speed. Barbarian.
I thought so. A few rats and goblins won't give you any trouble.
I'll restart and I can take a look at the FSR 4 as well. With hopefully Adrenaline open though, because it wasn't working for me. Let me how do I save it? Let's give it a quick restart. Let me see if I can get Adrenaline to open, because I also have this problem where it never opens for me. Okay, there we go. Seems to open. So I appear to only have... There's only one Elder Scrolls. Yeah, and it works. Like for me here, look. So for example, if you rewind the stream a little bit, or at least I'll show you this now. I go into Oblivion in here, and you can see I've got FSR 4 here, look. Fidelity FX Super Resolution 4, it's enabled. But when I open this when I'm in-game, that setting's completely gone for me. How weird. It's not... I don't think it's the wrong EXE, because it says I've played 12 minutes of that one, which I have. But for some reason, when I look at the same one when I'm in the game, the setting's gone. That's weird, isn't it? I've never seen that. So, is FSR 4 enabled or not? I don't know. I do like that fire, that looks cool. The game needs to be in full screen. It is in full screen. Look, I've got it in full screen here. It is, look. It's full screen there. Doesn't support FSR 4. It says on the release thing though that it's got FSR 4 and DLSS 4. Yeah, so that's after a restart. It did definitely apply software ray tracing. It doesn't really seem, maybe 10 FPS difference between the two. Because I've got, you can see it here, hardware ray tracing's off, we've got software on, and we're getting 40. Whereas hardware would be probably closer to 30. So it did definitely apply. Right, get me out of here. Boom. Use Optiscaler for FSR 4. Yeah, but if the game officially supports FSR 4, you should try and use that, really. I would only use Optiscaler if the game didn't support it, but if the game officially supports it, I would try and use that version, personally. Check Alt R. Yeah, no, I was trying to do that, but it wasn't opening for me. I'll check it in a sec. It should, in theory, if we enable FSR 4, I'm hoping that it says I'm using 4 in the game. I'll check Alt R here. Only issue is I don't think you'll be able to see it. Yeah, so it's gone for me again. It's gone. How weird. I've never seen that in Adrenaline work like that. Normally when I check it here, it'll just have the same settings still. You know, it'll say FSR 4 here, but the setting's completely gone for me. I've got fluid motion frames 2.1. I've got super resolution, but no 4. So, yeah, I don't know about that. I'll have to have a look tonight and see. We'll try FSR in a sec and see what it says. If it says 4, then we'll obviously definitely be using 4, but it might maybe be using the wrong EXE for the game, maybe. I'll have to check it. Switch to borderless, then back. Oh, what, back to full screen? Yeah, it's weird because I've never seen that at all. That did apply, didn't it? Let's just double check. Yeah, I'm at full screen. I'll R it again. No, still the same. I don't think it's the wrong game file though, because it says I've played 12 minutes of this now. So I don't think it's that. I can't even scroll now on Adrenaline Overlay for some reason. Yeah, it's just the setting's completely not there. It's weird, isn't it? Because I showed you the setting was there and it was enabled. But for some reason, when I go into there, as soon as I boot the game, the setting disappears. It's like very odd. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's not using FSR 4. Yeah, that's what I think maybe, but I've never seen that issue before. It should still, the option should still be there. Even if you have it off in the game, it should still be there, but maybe it's just bugging it. Right, we're almost out. Look at that there, the lighting, that looks good. Doesn't support FSR 4, it says supports in new update of Adrenaline. Yeah, 25.4.1, that version, I've got that. Right. Let's switch it back to just the most brutal settings, and whilst we're out here, just to get a really good idea, switch this back to the absolute max. Will we have to restart the game? No, I think that looks like it's applied 30. So outside here, getting an average of about 29, 30, seeing upwards of almost 35. Yeah, sort of highest there, about 35, but it looks like it's probably going to hover around about 30 FPS. The graphics do look pretty decent, though. Right, look at the water down here. That does look really good. I'm getting quite a bit of ghosting, though. Look at the axe. You see the axe? Look, when I move it like that. And I don't even have any scaling or anything, any upscaling. That is ghosting quite badly. That's interesting. But overall, not too bad FPS. When we consider Black Myth Wukong in the same engine, and we get like 10 to 15 FPS with settings like this. So it's doing noticeably better than that. Look at this VRAM though, 14.8. I'm almost at 15 gigs of VRAM. That seems really high for Unreal Engine 5. Normally it's better on the VRAM. Everything else power's maxed out. It does, frame time wise, does look quite choppy as well. TAA, yeah, it could be. We could switch that. I'll do FSR native AA. The only issue is it might drop the FPS a little bit. So yeah, when I enable that there, it looks like it's just FSR 3. It doesn't change it. Like I say, I'll have to do a bit of investigation tonight into it. The first time I'm seeing the game, I'll have to try and read up a little bit about it and see if I can maybe figure it out. It might just be using maybe the wrong game file. So yeah, that does look much better now with FSR native AA, doesn't it? It doesn't look like it's doing it anymore. Only issue is that does drop the FPS a little bit sometimes. Probably only like maybe 3 or 4 FPS, but when you're at like 30, don't really want to drop 3 or 4 FPS. Does look good though. What do we think? I think this looks really good graphically. Does as well though. FSR native AA on there does seem to make me stutter a lot more. 0.1% low of 8. I have noticed that before with upscaling. As soon as you switch that on, your lows are like worse than native. You know what? I do actually remember this bit of the game as well. I think I remember this. It's like, I don't even know, the city? Is this a city? Oh, gonna have a look. Yeah, now I've got it. No, it's still not there. The weird thing is, though, I have fluid motion frames 2.1. And it's running off the Oblivion Remastered EXE. And I'm definitely... That's from my Steam file path. Steam apps common. And it's definitely the correct one because it's racking up playtime for me. So it definitely seems like the correct EXE. It's weird, isn't it? Shall I maybe just try it in borderless instead of full screen and see? We had it enabled though. You saw that I did have it enabled. (1440p). Yes, yeah, no. We normally test 4K 1440p, 1080p. We're dropping it down to 1440p in a sec. No, it's still the same for me. It's not there. Not there again. How bizarre. No, still not there. What happens if I enable super resolution from... it's weird, isn't it, that? I've used FSR 4 quite a lot, and I've never seen that issue. Never seen that once. Like I say, I'll have to... what happens if I scan for games, do that all again, and see what happens? Maybe a DDU. I did DDU, but... It's weird because it is there. I don't know what's causing it once I boot the game, though. Seems odd. Because the setting is there, so I know it's not like a driver thing, because it is there, but as soon as I boot the game, it's not. It just seems really weird. Is the EXE with shipping? No, it's just like the normal Steam. It's the normal Steam path. So like Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Oblivion Remastered, and then the EXE. That's it. Which would be the go-to path for the game, from my experience. So it needs to be the shipping EXE, does it? I'll maybe look later. We'll look later because we're just... I'll look later and I can probably figure it out off stream really quick, and maybe we can go back to it tomorrow. Let's try. We need to obviously... let's see what kind of performance we can get if we start using FSR. Shipping EXE. Yeah, I'll try and show you again though, but the one I'm looking at the moment, which you can't see because OBS can't capture But yeah, it's this one here, which still doesn't have it. This isn't the shipping one. You can see it here: Steam Library, Steam Apps, Oblivion Remastered, Oblivion Remastered. It doesn't have it. It would normally be like, is it here or here? Somewhere here? But you saw it was enabled for me before I booted the game, so it just seems odd that as soon as I boot the game, that this completely disappears. That's like really bizarre. So, FSR balanced here. That'll give you about 60 FPS with everything set to the complete max. Which is actually not that bad. Take that at 4K. Even if this is FSR 3, which I'm assuming it is, it actually looks pretty good.
Speak.
What, Adrenaline version? 25.4.1, the latest optional.
All the priests slaughtered, the whole chapel desecrated.
No!
Without question.
What's the
So that game doesn't feature FSR 4.
I'd like to talk about.
So does that mean I need to change the actual Steam launch path of the
Is
game?
looking for someone to chase the bandits from Campailes. Probably trying to enhance a weird machine.
I've heard others say the same.
Bye.
I have to manually set it. Alright, let's have a look then. It's a shame I can't show you what I see with the just the overlay. So if I just go add game, add a game, Steam. Does anyone know the file path for it? Is it under Steam Common? Is it I'm assuming it's all that Oblivion Remastered. Then what's it from there? Is it Engine or Oblivion Remastered? Binaries. Ah, is it Oblivion Remastered shipping.exe? Is it that one? Go in the files, Oblivion. Yeah, I think I've got it. It's Oblivion Remasters Win64 shipping.exe, is it? That sounds about right. Let me see. I'll add that and let's have a look. Where does that go though? Is that going to mean that I have to... Oh no, it's not... It still only gives me one though. Do I maybe have to restart the game? Or do I need to boot from that? Do I need to boot from that exe? I probably do, right? Yeah, I have added it. I tell you what, I'm gonna save it and quit out. How do I save it? Alright, yeah, sorry, bear with me. Hopefully we'll get this working. I mean, it is working. We'll, that classic Oblivion music there. I have to boot from that. Yeah, can I change the launch thing from Steam? How do I do that? Maybe if I'll just boot it from that in the files for now. But my issue is though, I have added that in Adrenaline, but for some reason it's not showing up. So I'm on 25.4.1. Okay, now FSR 4 is not even showing up for me just in Adrenaline at all anymore in that one. How weird. Something seems really broken there, doesn't it? I'm going to try and add it again. For some reason, it's, I don't know if that's worked. Wait, binaries. Okay, I'll add that. That doesn't do anything though when I add that. Oh, okay. I think it's worked. Look, here we go. Let me show you. So let's have a look now. You can see here I've got the shipping one, and we've got this here. It's obviously some sort of bug with... Yeah, we're running off like the wrong EXE. I mean, it's how weird. I don't think I've ever seen that before with the game. But yeah, so you can see that there. I've got FSR 4 there, and if I just launch the game through here, that should in theory work, shouldn't it? That should hopefully... Fingers crossed. I mean, we'll find out. Am I expecting it in game to also say FSR 4? I haven't seen it. I know some games don't actually change, do they? What version of Adrenaline? 25.4.1. This one has FSR 4. That's great to know. Yeah. I mean, it's a very weird issue, and I imagine that'll probably get fixed at some point. So if you do switch to the shipping one, it might maybe at some point in the next couple of weeks you might have to revert it back because they might fix it and it'll invert itself and it won't work again. Let me... I wonder if now in the game it'll say... No, it still says 3. But that's not that much of an issue because a lot of the time it... oh, okay, no, this has fixed it for me. The overlay, let me try and show you. The overlay now says FSR 4. So that definitely works. So, okay, well, at least we figured that out. Thanks for the help. But let me try and show you. Sorry, I drag it onto my other screen. Oh, no. Let me just try and show you quick here. Oh, no, it's all going wrong. You can see it here, look. It's working now. So we've got FSR 4. Shee! I think it'll just... It is overridden now. We are using it. I think it's not going to change the game settings, though. So we are using 4. But it's going to say 3 in the game. But you can see I've obviously got it overridden. So let's try and play for a little bit more and actually check out some of the settings now that we've got that sorted out. Okay, so this is balanced. And you know what? I've got a feeling that it was using 4 anyway. Because the image quality looked very good for 3. So I've got a feeling that the override still works. It just doesn't look like it's working. Because this, to me, looks the same. But it looks very good quality of, like, FSR 4. That's why I was saying I think balanced here... Like, balance looks really good for 3. So I think we maybe had it enabled anyway. Although we are getting a little less FPS, which obviously the new models do drop FPS a little bit. But 4K hardware ray tracing at FSR 4 balance, yeah, no, that's not too bad. You can do a 60 with everything maxed out.
Is something just wrong about buying discount spells?
Discount spells?
Why can't I change anti-aliasing? How do you mean? Well, because it's grayed out. This here? Oh, it's because I've got FSR on.
So I've heard.
No, I definitely remember this bit.
What is it now?
I'm glad if it's an issue with the Adrenaline display. I feel like it might be. Now, as long as you have FSR 4 enabled at some point, even if it's on the wrong EXE, I think it is still using it. But if you never have that option and you can never enable it, then I don't think it is using that, if that makes sense. Does stutter quite a bit though, like when I go in and out of the doors. It does have quite a big stutter like after. How many games support FSR 4? Oh, it's because it's auto-saving, I think. Where am I even going? I don't even know. I thought there was something here. Now it's telling me to go back down. I think on release, didn't it get, was it 20 or 30 games FSR 4? And it's probably had another...
What? Bo Thiel from the
Another few games added to that
is
list
for someone to chase the
since.
bandits from Campales.
What's the objective? How do I see what the objective is?
I hear you.
Do you know Maro?
What is the quest? I'm an amulet. I don't know if this is the right
He
place.
specializes in
I've heard it's the...
Ontus Vannon, retired. I spent Bo Thiel.
Arsenal versus Palace prediction.
Bo Thiel from
Arsenal
the
get battered
everywhere
they go.
To chase the bandits from Campales.
I mean, it's
Probably trying to enhance her weird machine.
doesn't matter, does it? Premier League's done.
You too.
I mean, I don't
My
really
name
want to
is
support
Anchor
either of
Safran.
those clubs.
I do whatever comes to hand. Or nothing when I can... It's not that I'm lazy. I'm just
Both
not
can
very
do one.
ambitious. You can live... Bye.
Let's get back outside, have a little look around. Any other settings we want to see whilst I'm still at 4K before I switch it down? Because we obviously do want to check out some 1440p. This is at least looking like how you can get 60, which honestly is not that bad. We've definitely seen a lot worse. FPS trying to do stuff like this in other games. Maybe check with Lumen. It doesn't seem like there's a huge performance difference between those though.
You have my
Between hardware and software. Okay, well, when you come outside, it definitely drops FPS quite a bit. So you can get 60 in that city area. Dip down to about 50 here, so you may be looking at about performance to run settings like this. Consistently across the board, probably. Look at my guy. What an absolute unit. Did I watch Arsenal Madrid? I did. What? I mean, unreal. Absolutely unreal. I mean, I absolutely hate Arsenal, but fair play. Real Madrid, they look like... I don't know. I don't know what's up with them. They look like a shadow of the team
You have my
they've been in the last couple of years. That, I don't know what Saka was doing on that penalty, though. I don't like that. Is just... He should just bury it. Yeah, graphics are really nice. Arsenal, what do you think Arsenal's chances are? I mean, they got PSG. If Arsenal beat PSG and then they end up with Barca in the final and they beat those, then fair enough. Fair play. I mean, I'm a Tottenham fan, but fair play. That's how you win a Champions League. You know? Beating all those teams. Do I think Tottenham have a chance to get top 4? No, but they could still get in the Champions League. So in theory, yes. I absolutely do not want Tottenham in Champions League though. It's just going to be tragic. I mean, let's be honest. Because if we win the Europa League, they'll get Champions League, they'll keep Ange, and it'll just be horrendous. Like, next season, it'll be an absolute joke. We'll get absolutely battered in the Champions League. Let's drop this down a little bit. Go performance quick. Have a look at that. I do want to check out software ray tracing quick like this as well. Because I think realistically, performance is going to be... probably give you the better average across the board where it doesn't dip too much under 60. Still dipping a little bit here, 59. With FSR 4, quality's going to be very good. I like here, not really noticing too much difference. There was a bit of pop in there on something. Was it the bridge? I didn't quite see. Mostly hovering around that 60, 58, 59. VRAM though is pretty high on this game, isn't it? We saw almost 15 gig when we were at native, still at 13.7. I wonder what some of the mods will do to this. That'll probably absolutely wreck performance, won't it? Water as well actually looks very good, I think. Path tracing. Yeah, Cyberpunk looks, yeah, that looks really good on Cyberpunk. Let's try it with, oh yeah, we do actually have frame generation as well. Should we maybe just try and switch that on quick as well? Like I say, I do want to switch down to 1440p. That's going to be a much nicer situation. It does look like frame generation is working for me here. So it's taken us from about sort of 60, wasn't it, to 100, 110 FPS here I'm getting. I am noticing some sort of ghosting again on the axe though. Is it ghosting? It's just like the, look at this kind of shadow. What the hell? What the hell? Where'd that come from? You see this on the water next to the axe. Maybe that's frame generation causing it. Definitely noticed the image there. It's almost like the reflection. Yeah, like you're seeing it here, ghost again on the axe. Not so bad that side. It is definitely doing it still though. Do make sure to drop a like on the stream as well, if you haven't already. Also consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already. I'll try and maybe switch over to the 5090 tomorrow and see if we can check that out as well. Might be interesting to see how that does. Dipping under 100 FPS here now. So you'll probably get sort of 20, maybe 25 more in the city. I'm noticing usage here too. I just saw 85% GPU usage. Is it just this bit? Hitting 99 now. It definitely for a second there, though, was like 85. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recreate it. Doesn't seem like it wants to recreate it. So maybe some dips in some areas by the looks of it. That ghosting was there without frame generation. Yeah, it seemed to... When I went to FSR native AA, it seemed to fix a lot of that ghosting, but it seemed worse for me on TAA. That was where it was really bad. See, that stutter here as well when I go into the inventory. Only seems to really do it when I'm sort of against the backdrop of water. It seems to do it like really noticeably. What's going on here? Is she not happy? Yeah, I think latency-wise too, I can't really tell any difference here between frame generation on and off. We had 60 FPS at the base FPS, so I don't think latency will really be a problem. It feels exactly the same to me. Overall, not too bad. I think we've definitely seen, obviously, a lot worse. Especially with hardware ray tracing on, we've definitely seen a lot worse in other games. See if we can... shall we drop it down to 1440p and have a look? I do actually quickly, whilst we're still here, Switch that back off. I do want to switch hardware, ray tracing off. Just have a look at it like that. Software. It's annoying you can't fully switch it off either. It can only go to low. Adrenaline super resolution. Yeah, no, we've got FSR on at the moment. I got it set to performance. Price scaling between. Yeah, we did. Which preset did you want to see? We did have a look at quality. We had a look at balanced. We've currently got it on performance at the moment. Can I not get in this way? Does definitely. I think you can tell the difference. Graphics wise, not like an insane difference in terms of FPS. I think FPS looks a little bit more stable. The stuttering looks a little better with just software compared to hardware, but in this city era, obviously we do get more FPS overall.
Speak.
Where have I got to go here? Have I got to fast travel? Game goes on, yo. How's it going?
Speak.
It's you. Hi.
1-0 Arsenal. Have a
Hello.
day off. Oh, I want to go up to London on a week and I'm going to be surrounded by Arsenal fans. I've got loads of friends that are Arsenal fans. Just have a day off.
Speak.
Listening to the delusion that they're going to win the Champions League all weekend.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Speak.
Where have I got to go here? 1,000? Have we just got to run it? Let's get down to do some 1440p now. Great game. Great so far. The game. Oh yeah, no. Did you check it out? I think I saw you stream a bit of it. I was trying to stream yesterday. I'm really busy with work and I just haven't had the time. That's why I was a bit late today as well. Wanted to try and get it in before the weekend because I'm not going to be around on the weekend. Let's try and figure this out. I might have to... Can I just windowed this? Will that be alright? Let's have a look. That should hopefully work. So if I drop down to 1440p, if we go native... So we just leave it at TAA. I won't leave it like that for long because it will probably ghost quite badly. So go back to native. So native 1440p. Everything's set to the max. Or maybe actually... let's have a look. I'll change my Windows resolution just because then I can play full screen. Just so I don't have to then play on windowed, and then also just so there's no worry of any weirdness going on. Full screen. It's like fully breaking my capture card. Why is it not working? Hang on. Boom. Okay, there we go. So, full screen, 2560 by 1440. If we just do native for a little bit, everything's still maxed out hardware ray tracing. We didn't check sort of this with set to low. Maybe we'll check that out at 1440p. Didn't really see that at 4K, did we? We can check that out here. So, bear in mind, this was This was about 30 to like 35 on average, wasn't it, at 4K? So that's taken us up to about 55 here. We did see 60 FPS a little bit back there. Hasn't quite doubled the FPS. It's definitely going to be a lot better. And it's not actually that bad, to be honest, considering we have got hardware ray tracing on. You could do about a 50 to 60. Isn't really that bad. Native as well, so no upscaling or no frame generation or anything. He's dipping down to 40, though. 38 here. So there might maybe be... Oh, 32. Might maybe be some areas that are still pretty bad. Seems like the forest bits will be the worst. The city area will probably be the best, it seems like. VRAM as well seems very high. It's almost like 14 gig, basically, again. 13.9. RAM. Look at my system RAM, too. 24. Am I using the hotfix driver? The 25.4.1? Yeah, that is the one that I've got. But likely with just some FSR 4 quality. Oh dear, no. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. Feel this. That's not good, bruv. That is not good. What was the last game I saw this happen on? Do you remember Ratchet and Clank when that came out? It was doing this. And it was so that Suicide Squad game as well. Do you remember it did this? I wonder if this is ray tracing. Which it looks like it's caused by... Is it the light coming through the trees? Is that what the lines... Weird how it's just in the water, though. Look, as soon as I'm out... It's doing it again. You mean for the NVIDIA one? What do you mean? What, NVIDIA driver? I haven't tried this game yet on an NVIDIA GPU. This is the first time I've played it. Oh, I forgot to... We are actually at 1440p. Sorry, I forgot to change it on the screen. So 4K was about 30 FPS. This is actually 1440p native right now. Sorry, I forgot to change it. So yeah, it's going to struggle to even do 60 average here. Realistically, probably like 45, 50. At the moment, 47, but even some more errors. You definitely even get it dipped down to about 30, high 30s. NVIDIA driver. I haven't been on an NVIDIA driver since last... When did it come out, that driver? I haven't had an NVIDIA GPU in since last Thursday, when I last streamed. So if there's been a driver since then, I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, this is the kind of craziest thing. Like, I'm up to 70 here now. Well, not consistent average though, so realistically probably FSR quality or something with settings like this would ideally probably be where you'd want your FPS really, which with FSR 4 quality wise should be fine. Leave it on FSR quality for a little bit. Just about holding above 60. Do I want to pick that? A couple of days ago, yeah, I've been on this, I switched this GPU, was it Friday? Wait, when did I stream Friday? I don't know. The last stream on Friday? I can't remember. Just after that I switched, so... Oh, big stuttering there. This is where it drops me when it stutters like that. I get like 85% usage. Oh yeah, that is the haircut. That is the mad one.
He's upstairs. Go ahead.
Friar Tuck. That is the trim. I'll have what he's having.
I'm Brother Joffrey. What do you want? This cannot be. No one but the Emperor is permitted to handle the amulet. Let me see it. By the Nine! This is the Amulet of Kings. Who are you? How did you get this? What do you know of the Emperor's death? As unlikely as your story sounds,
You went from Game Pass to Steam version and you gained 20 FPS. Oh my god.
Brought you to me carrying the Amulet of Kings. The Prince of Destruction he referred to is none other than
Only game I remember like that was it Call of Duty?
The demonic world of Oblivion.
On the Steam version.
Words,
Warzone.
"Close shut the jaws of Oblivion," certainly suggest that he perceived some threat from Oblivion. But all the scholars agree that the mortal world is protected from the danger of Oblivion by magical barriers.
You'll send you all my GPUs to check if they're stable.
I'm not sure.
Touch
the
wood,
Emperors
I've not
truly
had any
understand the
issues
meaning
on the
behind
Nvidia
rituals
GPUs
of
like at
coronation.
all.
The Amulet of Kings is ancient.
I somehow got I don't get lucky that much, but I seem to get lucky with that. I've not had like any issues. I've had games crashing a bit.
He uses the amulet to light the dragon
Like we
fires at
had
the Temple of the One in the Imperial City.
really the worst it
With the
was
Emperor
probably
dead
on my
and no new
5060
heir crowned,
Ti.
the dragon
But
fires
then
in
again,
the
I only
temple will be
played
dark
like 2
for the
games
first
and it
time in
crashed.
centuries.
It was fine in Last of
It may
Us,
be
but it
that the
crashed
dragon
in
fires protected
Wukong.
us from a threat that only the Emperor was
Outside
aware
of that, I haven't really had any issues with like.
I am one of the
I've not had
few
any
who
black
know of
screen
his
issues or anything like that.
Many years ago, I served as captain of Uriel's bodyguards, the Blades. One night, Uriel called me into his private chambers.
That's why I'm always worried
A
to
baby
update
boy
the
lay
drivers
sleeping in a
because I'm worried I might
Uriel told me
introduce
to
an
deliver
issue
him
because I haven't actually
somewhere
had any
safe.
yet.
He never told me anything else about the baby.
I'm worried it'll
but
cause
I
a
knew it
problem and
was
then I
his
won't be able to
son.
get rid of it.
From time to time, he would ask about the child's progress. Now, it seems that this illegitimate son is the heir to the Septim throne, if he yet lives. His name is Martin. He serves Akatosh in the chapel in the city of Kvatch, south of here. You must go to Kvatch and find him at once. If the enemy is aware of his existence, as seems likely, he is in terrible danger. And please, let me know if there's anything you need. My resources here are limited, but I will help in any way I can.
There we go, deliver the
Waste
amulet.
no time. You must find Martin before the enemy does.
So get
Do you
over
need
100
something?
in here. As soon as we get outside, it's going to just fall off a cliff. Look at that. 60. Look at that, Northern Lights. Go do some side stuff and explore. No, you go do some side stuff and explore. I'm speed running it.
Hello.
What is it now?
What's new with you?
I saw a mud...
I'm Glistel. What do you need?
I need
the
rumours.
Chestnut Handy Stables now offers to protect your horse. Seems handy enough. My housemate, Melintus Ancris, and I are well known.
What are we thinking then? The
in certain
game out of
circles
10
here. But you
compared to
don't
the original.
travel
Is
in
it
those
worth it?
circles, do you?
For the difference, I do feel like the price of it's a bit steep. Like,
Stop talking.
can they not just maybe reduce it a bit?
What is it now?
It's like the full whack.
What's this about?
This is 1440p with FSR quality. Yeah, that VRAM there, 13.6. It's quite high. It's if we restart, it'll probably bring it down a little bit, but it'll probably just creep up again. It's not really an issue though. We do have 16, so not an issue for this at least.
I suppose I have a moment. What is it?
The Chestnut Handy Stables now offers to protect your horse.
Game of the year? Yeah, do you class this as a like a... I've always been like, I don't know if I class remakes and remasters. Are they like considered separate games in like a Game of the Year contention situation? 8 gig VRAM. Yeah, it's a little weird because Unreal Engine 5 games have been pretty good for like VRAM. Especially when you've got everything completely maxed out. But this does definitely seem to use quite a lot. Normally in like Black Myth Wukong, probably be maybe 12, 13. Like it'd probably be a bit lower than this, realistically. And but bear in mind this is with the hardware ray tracing, everything completely maxed, so if you switch those settings down a little bit. Well, can you class a remaster as Game of the Year? Is the same voice line? That's what I mean. I don't know. I don't know if you can, if it does get classed as a contender or not. I'm not sure. I do want to go back to native and actually switch the settings down. I want to go, maybe switch this down to low and see how it does. We'll have to wait until we get back outside. This looks a bit sketch. Oh, that's not good. No! I've jumped right back onto another one. Oh, hell no, bro. Oh, there's one right here. Yeah, sorry, bear me 2 seconds. Resident Evil 4 remake. Yeah, so they do get counted. I just wonder from like a moral perspective of like if there was a rule around although they count it as like it can be a contender, like is it? No! I got too excited. I could not be any more lost in it, really, could I? That me choking. Oh god, what is that? Yeah, that's not good. Get me out of here. How do I get out of it? Let's load it. Want to have a look at some of the other settings before I have to go. Where was it before we went down? That's definitely not there, was it? 1-1. Arsenal about to get battered like 5-1. Praying. Okay, so what other settings did we want to see whilst we're at 1440p? I've dropped hardware ray tracing down to low there, and it does seem to do 55 to 60 a little bit better. It hasn't really dropped VRAM much, though. Still sitting at, like, 14, basically. So there are definitely, at least at 1440p, there is a few different setups in terms of settings you can. I've still got quite bad ghosting there as well. It's probably just because I've got TAA. So TAA on this probably will also give you quite bad ghosting, so definitely use native AA or DLAA. Yeah, it seems to ghost a lot, and the foliage is quite bad. Austin, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, definitely bring a lot of fans. I think that when they're working on a, I thought they were working on a new, like a completely new Elder Scrolls game. No, Skyrim. When they're working on like a completely new one as well. I thought they were. Let's switch that back to max and maybe check FSR balanced out for a little bit. Even with DLA, I was having a little bit of ghosting. Yeah, we did have. I seem to notice it the most against water in the sort of daytime. It seemed to still ghost quite a lot. This is, so at the moment, this is FSR quality. We've got hardware ray tracing maxed again. This will hopefully keep above 60. More excited for Witcher 4. Yeah, to be honest, I was never... I have played Oblivion. I never finished it back in the day. I would say I wasn't like a I wasn't like a I can see why people like the game. I wasn't like a die-hard fan of the game. Same as Skyrim. I have played it a little. I probably played Oblivion more than I did Skyrim. It kind of leans towards not like normally the type of game that I play. I would definitely probably play Witcher more as like just the type of game that I would normally play, but Elder Scrolls 6, and I'm assuming that's going to be Unreal Engine 5 as well. Turn the screen space reflections off. Yeah, actually, if you just put it to... If you use FSR or you use FSR native AA, it actually fixes quite a lot of it. You don't really get it anymore. It seems to be TAAs where it's its worst. But at least here, we haven't really dropped below 60, have we? We'll have to wait for the daytime, because I think that does... Now that I've said that, it drops to 56 FPS there. Seems to have just areas where it stutters quite badly. And it can drop down underneath, and even VRAM 14.5 now. FPS and stuff does seem a little bit all over the place, doesn't it? Definitely seen worse Unreal Engine 5 games though. Hey, I don't think things can get much worse than Ark Survival Ascended. That's got to be the worst. Game goes on. I'll catch you later. I'm going to test this card with the NVIDIA card soon. Yeah, I'll try and have a look at the 5090 tomorrow if I can. Hopefully, as long as I can finish work at a reasonably good time. Just because I've got to go to London on Friday, so I won't be about for like 3 or 4 days. But I'll try and look at it tomorrow before because on Friday I won't have time, I don't think. Yeah, see, look at that frame time there. Stutters quite a lot. $160 FPS on a 5080. Sheesh! Oh, was that multi-frame generation times 4? Yeah. Would expect that. That don't count. What am I doing in London? Getting on the bevies. Stag do. If you see someone getting rowdy, it's me. What's the UK like? Rainy. It's alright. You'll come down, you'll fight me. In the like, how many people live in London? Like 7-8 million. Good luck. Maybe I'll post a photo in Discord. I'll be like, where's Wally? Oh my god, my FPS is 12. What the hell? That absolutely tanked. What was it that caused that? It's just the water. Doesn't seem to be doing it anymore. What the hell? There's a bear. Get me out. Run! So it's still... I'm just thinking, how do we get this so it's not stuttering so crazy? Because that frame time is pretty stuttery, isn't it? If I just switch... Even if you should go software ray tracing, does that make things better? At 1440p? See, over 100 FPS, but is that stuttering? Yeah, it seems to still be doing it. 0.1% low 25. I'll restart the lows. 88. It does just have areas where it just really stutters loads. Oh, it's in it again there. So even if I reset everything, look, brings it back down to 29. Fairly consistent frame time spikes. Set it to high. Set what to high? What lumen? Yeah, it's set to high. How do I get around to this? Is there a way up? Oh wow, I've got like a... Yeah, look at this stuttering there though. 48 FPS. Quite poor for even being at 1440p. I'm assuming there's some sort of long way around. Pan the camera, what, like this? Does it a little bit. I mean, the overall frame time, you can see it is like quite choppy in terms of like loads of just really minuscule spikes up and down. It's like that, like constantly.
Watch out!
Watch out, who are we watching out for?
You picked a bad time to visit Kvatch. If you mean the priest, I don't think he made it out of the city. Very few of us did.
Stutter fix. So yeah, we try the base game first before we mod it.
The city guard that are defending the camp.
See how it is. I'm not like...
I don't think he made it out
I'm not
of the
like
city.
desperate to fix the stutters. It's purely just an observation.
But Savlion Matthias might know more. He's in charge of the city guard that are defending the camp. You'll find him at the barricade at the top of the road. He's still trying to hold what's left of the guard together.
Set it to high preset. You can have a look.
I'm through talking to you.
I think we already... Oh no, I don't know Ultra. So that pretty much sets everything to high. That's with software though. So no hardware ray tracing. I think we had... What did we have? 70? So that's given us 30 to 40 FPS there. Where'd you come from?
Come on, run while there's still time. The guard still holds the road, but it's only a matter of time before they're overwhelmed. God's blood. You don't know, do you?
Don't mod it until you finish. Yeah, well, just for testing purposes, I'd rather keep it clean first for a little bit, just so we get a rough idea as to how the game actually performs before just modding it with stuff.
Huge creature, something out of a nightmare, came right over the walls, blasting fire that swarmed around it, killing. Go and see for yourself. Kvatch is a smoking ruin. We're all that's left. Do you understand me? Everyone else is dead.
Why?
It was
Why so like
some of the other guys
the Oblivion just characters are funny.
Their way out right through the city gates. Sadly,
the
says
dialogue.
They can hold the road. No, I don't believe him. Nothing can stop them. If you'd seen it, you'd know. I'm getting out of here before it's too late. They'll be here any minute, I'm telling you.
This guy's just having like a breakdown. Come back here. Oh my god, look at that stutter in there. He's chasing him. He's chasing him. He got away. Where'd he go? Oh, wow. Where did he go? Everything's set to high, so look, we're almost breaking 200 here. That's why it's such a massive difference between indoor and outdoor. Basically doubles the FPS between here and outside. You have ray tracing on. So basically in this game, you have software ray tracing and hardware ray tracing. At the moment I've got software, so it's the easier one to run, but there's no way to fully switch it off in the game. You can only go low.
Well, look who we've got here.
Does the game even let you... Not from the game menu. You might be able to maybe modify files or something. But you can't disable it. It can only go to low. In this here for both. So hardware can only go to low and then software can only go to low. You can obviously fully switch off hardware here. But software, the lowest it will go is low. Is that the way I came? If you currently have 30... No, I have 64 gigs of RAM. How's my feeling about the 9070 XT? Overall, I think it's pretty good. If you can get one close to MSRP, it's pretty good. Not like really too many issues. I had a couple of games crashing, but nothing really like crazy. I do have one issue that I can't seem to figure out, but I've had similar issues on AMD GPUs before, but for some reason, when I have two monitors connected, on my secondary monitor, if I play video on my secondary monitor, so like for example, if I'm on my primary screen and I'm say watching a YouTube video on my secondary monitor, it lags. And as soon as I move it over to my primary, it's fine. And I haven't had that exact issue before, but I have had issues with AMD GPUs before, like doing triple monitors and stuff. And yeah, I don't know if anyone else has that problem. It doesn't seem to be able to play video back at 60 FPS on like a secondary monitor or something. I don't know, it's really weird. I thought maybe it was an optional driver thing. Because I was on like a, you know, I wasn't on the like recommended driver, but it seems to still be doing it, so I don't know. It's not like the end of the world, it's just more annoying. Oh damn it, how do I do this? Now, I think we hit the end of the tunnel. Because it's using the other GPU. Oh, you mean like integrated? No, I've got that disabled though. It shouldn't be using it. Abd4Y, hello. What driver version have I got? Yeah, I've got the optional one, 25.4.1. It's the internal GPU taking over. Yeah, but I've got that disabled, so I don't think it's that. How do I do this? Like I said, I need to maybe try and troubleshoot a bit more. I don't know, I haven't really had that specific. It seems odd, but I do have my my integrated graphics disabled, so unless maybe it is just there's something happening where it is using that, but they are disabled, so I don't know why it would be using that. Same refresh for both monitors. No, it's different. I have tested it with both set to 60 though, and it still does it. And the thing is that it didn't do it before. Like when I first got this GPU, it didn't do that. So I don't know what's the only thing that's changed is my driver. The obviously driver version has changed since then. Is multi-frame generation? You can't. There's not. AMD don't have multi-frame generation. That's an NVIDIA thing. Why did you get wanted vids from my channel? What does that mean? Yeah, so outdoor here is gonna pretty much half the FPS from where we were inside there. So getting about 130 here. Maybe not quite half it. We had about 200 indoors, didn't we? Average will realistically be still stuttering a lot though. It seems to stutter more in this area than the other area. DisplayPort versus HDMI. Well, it's DisplayPort for both. Had the same issue. You need to specify in video as hardware accelerated. What do you mean, like GPU scheduling? The weird thing is, though, is if I could put an NVIDIA GPU into the exact same setup, not change anything, it's the same CPU, and I don't have the issue. That's why I think... I don't know what it is. Because if it was an internal GPU thing, I still have I still have those integrated graphics, even if I'm on an NVIDIA GPU, you know? Yeah, it's weird. I definitely need to troubleshoot it more. From what I had a look trying to work it out, but it just still does it for some reason. And like I say, it's not like the end of the world. It's just more of an annoying thing. Like when I'm watching a video on there and it's like really choppy, I'm just like, oh, that's so annoying. Technically, you can do... Yeah, I mean, you can obviously use, like, lossless scaling stuff, too, but I assumed by multi-frame generation, he's referring to the, like, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, which you won't have that in that way. Just so it's not confusing. Like, that specific tech in, like, a game where you can just switch on in the game settings isn't available on AMD. Activate fluid motion frames too. The issue is you won't see anything though, because it doesn't get picked up on MSI. No, this is without frame generation, so 1440p at the moment, FSR balance, we can switch just normal frame generation on. $220, $230 there. I'm trying to find my way in here. Is it here? How do I get in here? That dips down to 98 though. Oh. Probably shouldn't be running on that. Look at that. Oh god. Do we want to go through that? That looks good with the fire though, doesn't it? Do we want to go through that? I see. We do want to check out 1080p. Maybe we should check that out quick before I go through. At least we know the proper way up now as well. Oh, I'm stuck. How do I get out of this?
Just follow Savlian's orders, and everything will be fine.
CPU intensive. Well, we're at almost 40%. That's not. I mean, yeah, that is fairly high. It's not. It's not out of the ordinary, really.
No place for you.
I have seen that do that in a fair amount of games. It can reach that.
We lost the damn city.
My screen then just.
It was too much. Too fast.
Loads of flickering.
We were overwhelmed. Couldn't even get everyone out. There are still people trapped in there. Some made it to the chapel, but others were just...
I am using FSR and frame generation at the moment.
The Count and his men are still holed up in the castle. And now we can't even get back into the city to help them. That damned
Need to go in there. Yeah, I just thought I'd maybe check out 1080p quick. We'll have a look at that, and then I can switch back to the res and progress through.
We'll try to hold our ground, that's what. If we can't hold this barricade, those
We need to just smash some cashew nuts quick.
And overrun the encampment. I have to try and protect the few civilians that are left. It's all I can do now. Some kind of portal to Oblivion. The enemy used them to attack the city. They appeared outside the walls and Daedra poured out. They've opened one right in front of the city gates. Until that gate is closed, the best I can do is try to hold these barricades. You want to help? You're kidding, right? If you're serious, maybe I can put you to use. It'll likely mean your death, though. Are you sure?
I'll do whatever I can.
I don't know how to close this gate, but it must be possible, because the enemy closed the ones they opened during the initial attack. You can see the marks on the ground where they were. With the great gate right in the middle. I sent men into the gate to see if they could find a way to shut it. They haven't come back. If you can get in there, find out what happened to them. If they're alive, help them finish the job. If not, see what you can do on your own. The best I can say is good luck. If you make it back alive, we'll be waiting for you. Good luck. It's a brave thing you're doing.
I want to just go down a little bit, check out 1080p. Your RX 5080, what settings? How did I miss this passageway up here? Up the details like this. I think we were pretty much... We just want to go what ultra. Is it possible to test 4K FSR full without ray tracing? Which FSR full preset? You can't switch ray tracing off. You can't fully switch it off. You'll always have to have at least software ray tracing on, set to low. You can't completely switch it off. With that lumen set to low though in FSR quality, it was doing about 60 to 70 at 4K. But it can it'll stutter a lot though. It can stutter under that. We had about balanced. You're looking at sort of like balanced really, or performance to kind of consistently be a bit higher. That's without frame generation as well. I'm on Steam or Game Pass. I'm on Steam. I'll go back to 4K in a little bit though. I need to check out 1080p first. But yeah, probably looking at FSR 4 balanced, which is pretty good. That'll give you like, that should give you an average over. It'll just be your lows though. Might dip on the 60 still. See that down there? Look. There's like a clear line between different bits of the water. Is that like this shadow? $60, $70. Yeah, I think we had about that. Maybe even more. The thing is, it depends on the area in which you are. If you're in a city or indoors, you can get really high frames, but then once you get outside to an area with loads of trees and stuff, it can really dip down loads. I know at native, we had like 30 to 40 at 4K with hardware ray tracing maxed. So you probably gain maybe another 10 going to software, and then depending on the preset, you know, quality to balance, you could maybe get another 20 to 30 for there, but it's not particularly stable. You see it stuttering quite a lot. Did someone just talk to me? You what, bruv? Can I check a lost chat? I don't see it. I can only see like the last 10 chats. Let's go down to any other settings you want to see What's at 1440p quick before I drop it down to 1080p. I'll need to just change my Windows resolution so I can play it in full screen. With a bit of luck. I mean, 1440p native with hardware ray tracing, it was doing like 50 to 60, so 1080p native at least should be over that. A 4K balance. I'll go back to 4K at the end. But we just want to see 1080p quick. If you did want to see 4K, you can rewind to the start. We played for about an hour and a half, but I will switch back to that at the end. But I just want to see 1080p quick as well. Whilst we're here. Has the game crashed? No. It's still going to break my stream, hang on. Have I undervolted my 5090? No, not really. Played around with it a little bit, but obviously for testing, I normally just let it pretty much run. Run it at the default settings just to get a bit more of an accurate idea of its performance, really. But yeah, I'm sure you can, if you want to limit the power consumption a little bit. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, I just need to sort the... It's on the other screen. Yeah, we can go back to 4K. I'll just check through 1080p quick. So 1080p here, 1920 by 1080. Go back to native. Hardware ray tracing. This should, like I say, this should hopefully be over 60. Oof. Only just. That's crazy, because that's really only like maybe 10 to 15 FPS more than 1440p. Look at these lows as well. 7 FPS. The stuttering is mad. Reset that again. Yeah, look at this stuttering here. Look, it's this bit right here. It doesn't like this at all. Can't get FSR 4 to work. Yeah, I had the same issue, and I have a Steam version. There's like a weird... If you're trying to override it, are you trying to override it from Adrenaline, but it doesn't show up, basically? Because the issue is the EXE that Adrenaline uses to try and override the game isn't the right one. You have to use the shipping EXE. I had the exact same problem, so... You need to manually add the game to Adrenaline, but you need to add the shipping EXE instead of the default one, and you should be able to do FSR 4 override with that. Oh, that's the place I went down before, wasn't it? I couldn't get out of there. So yeah, 1080p here. It might be worth to maybe give the game a quick reboot, because it's been a while. So yeah, VRAM's very high there. We'll see. I'll give it a quick restart. It might need to wipe it. Quick reboot. Am I encoding what, the stream? No, I have a stream PC, a second stream PC. God, it really doesn't like, because my stream captures in 4K, so when I try and do anything outside of 4K, it does not like it. Ah, hang on. Oh, see, this is the issue. I've now rebooted the game. I've reset the game from Steam when I need to launch it from Adrenaline. Otherwise, it launches the wrong one. So this is the issue. They will. I'm hoping they'll fix that. I've never really seen it as be a problem before. So you can see in here. I'll try and maybe show you. So I've got it set to the FSR 4 variant of it, but you can see it here. It needs to be... No, see, this is the wrong one. It's doing it again. It's because I accidentally booted it from Steam. God, that's annoying. Hang on. Bit of a faff. Bit of a faff to get it working, and now I can't even see... Oh, God. Hang on. It's gone to my other monitor. I think I need to... I'm going to need to add the game again. But we'll just... I'll do it to make sure it is using FSL 4 just so we're consistent. Otherwise, you know... What are we doing? Where is it? So it needs to be, if you've got it on Steam, obviously Steam apps, common, then you find Oblivion Remastered, and then it's actually in Oblivion Remastered files, binaries, Win64, and then you'll see Oblivion Remastered Win64 shipping. It needs to be that one. Basically, if you do that one, I'll show you again, but yeah, look, here you go. But then the issue is you then need to launch it from here. So if you launch it from Steam, it'll break it again. So you can see up here, look, this is the path. So you can see here, Oblivion Remastered shipping exe. But you can see FSR 4 enabled. And then you just need to make sure that you launch the game like here. If you launch this back from Steam, well, to be fair, you could probably change the launch options in Steam. So it'll launch from that one. But I'm guessing they're going to fix it at some point, which will mean you'll then have to revert it all. So I'll probably just going to launch it for Adrenaline and just leave Steam. But that seems to fix it. Bit of a tough one to remember though, because I'm just, I launch games from Steam so much, it's like second nature. I'm almost definitely going to keep doing it. By accident from the wrong... Oh, dude, this is... I don't know what's going on now, but it's completely broken my whole stream. What's happened? I can't even see the Oblivion anymore. What on earth is happening? What is going on? See this flickering on my screen? What is going on? I think it's somehow broken. Oh my god, what is happened? This is... Alright, let's try that boot again. It doesn't like booting from Adrenaline. It's like fully bricked my whole PC or something. Let me try and launch it again. I mean, this did work before. Fingers crossed. Otherwise, if we can't launch from Adrenaline, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. Oh no, it's like fully bricked. What the hell? What's going on? No. Maybe close Adrenaline and try it again. Hang on. Let me close everything. Let me close MSI. Maybe that's causing a problem. Oh yeah, something's just fully bricking my PC. It doesn't seem to like trying to launch from Adrenaline. Try again. Yeah, it's fully gone. I'm gonna have to reboot. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go in a minute. That's really annoying. This is the thing. I don't know what that bug is with the game. Bug and so this doesn't work from Game Pass either. Can you even do that from Game Pass? That's personally the first time I've ever seen that issue though, trying to get FSR 4 working. And I've probably used it in a good for Adrenaline now. I've probably used it in a good it's got to be at least like 8 or 9 games. I think I've not had that issue. I'll restart my PC really quick and see. This is the thing though, I have to launch it for Adrenaline to get for FSR 4 to work. Fingers crossed. Game Pass games not recognizing Adrenaline. Can you add it manually, or is there no way to do that at all? I don't use Game Pass, so I don't really know. Yeah, it did seem to be launching the game, but I was just getting this flickering, so I couldn't actually see the game, if that makes sense. It was open and running, but I couldn't actually see it, and my screen was just continually flickering, which isn't great. If I try and do it again, I'm going to do it before I capture it in OBS. Helestro, hello, what happened? I can't launch the game. I'm struggling to launch it. And now I can't open Adrenaline. There we go. Oh god, dude. It's gone. He's gone over to my other screen again. Right, let's see. I'm hitting launch. This is in the UK. We call this a faff. What a faff. Come on. No, it's fully bricked. No, what is that issue then? Oh god, dude. What is that? It's just launching it for Adrenaline. For whatever reason, it don't work. But I need it launched for Adrenaline to be able to, I can hear the music. Because I guarantee if I just launch this through Steam, it'll work. It's also completely broken my stream as well. It's gonna be, the audio is gonna be out of sync. Let me launch through Steam. Just to proof of concept. We might have to just do it without FSR 4 for 1080p. It might be too much faffing about. No, it's doing it through Steam too. That's not good. That is not good, is it? Why now, though? We played 4K 1440p. Just get this craziest flickering like I've ever seen. Like, what is that? I might go back to... I could go back to 4K, which is the... what my monitor's resolution is. Maybe that's just causing me a problem. Let me try that out. FSR 4. I don't think it's that because it doesn't boot from Steam now either. Maybe all that faffing with the... I'm going back to 4K and I'm just going to launch from Steam. Actually, let's try Adrenaline first. It might just be something... It seems like it's opening the game, but it's just some sort of conflict happening. Oh god, I've got two Elder Scrolls games in Adrenaline now. Maybe that's why. How do you remove games? Can you remove games? How do I remove that? I don't even know. Can you remove that? How do you remove games from Adrenaline once you've got it in there? I don't actually even know. I'm going to try and launch the shipping. Yeah, it's fine. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's fine. It's something... It doesn't like trying to launch it outside of the resolution for some reason. And I don't think FSR 4 is enabled here. For some reason. It's a faff. It's an unimaginable amount of faff. And I can't even... Oh god, dude, this is... I can probably... I think view 1080p. Let me try and get the stream working. The game looks like it's running. God, what the hell? There's definitely something not right about this game. Like, even when I try and Alt-Tab, it just completely falls apart. I can't hear anything either. I think I could probably do 1080p in windowed mode, which we might be able to just briefly see. Try and smash through that, just so we've covered everything. Let me see if I can get that working. So yeah, hopefully they maybe patch this or something. Because right now, it's not great. It's just like breaking everything on my computer. Go windowed. What is going on here? We'll get there, we'll get there. Come on, come on. Pray for me. Boom. Just gonna have to play it windowed. Because I will have to go. We'll have to go in a sec. Because I think it'll work like this. I don't think we have FSR 4, but I think we're just gonna have to run with it. And I'll try and look into it a bit tonight and try and figure out why it's so broken. See if the overlay works. Okay. Let's just run it through like this for a little bit. We did see, obviously, we did see native 1080p a little bit. Let's just have a look a little bit more. But yeah, definitely obviously something really weird going on with the FSR 4. So if you are dealing with that issue, I'll try and have a look. What the hell is happening here? I'll try and have a little bit more of a look into it and see if I can get it consistently working, because at the moment, there doesn't seem any way to really consistently get that working, does there? It seems very, very on and off. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. This here, though, after the restart... Oh, I spoke too soon. Bit of stuttering there. Seeing 60 to 70, 1080p with everything fully maxed. And that just shows you, though, how rough sort of hardware ray tracing is. We're running this at 1080p, but we are still getting the stuttering as well. That is still... Does feel a little better, though, since the restart. Change the resolution. What do you mean? You mean on the screen? No, we are at 1080p. That is the resolution we're at. I'm at 1920 by 1080. You mean like the resolution on the screen? Yeah, we are currently at 1080. Not too many dips under 60 really, and these areas here are the kind of toughest areas to run really. These open forest areas. Probably you'd see maybe 80 to 90 in the city bit. If I can even see it, that city up there. VRAM though, I mean 1080p, 12.5 gigs still. Still pretty nuts. Let's see if FSR and stuff can help us out a little bit. Would definitely recommend having either FSR on or do FSR native AA really at 1080p. It's going to make it look a little bit sharper. Full screen. Yeah, we tried full screen. It doesn't really help. Shader. I don't think it's that, because it does the shaders on the first launch. You'll have to wait for it to do all of the shaders compilation when you first boot. So I don't think it's that. I mean, it's not really anything completely new. We haven't seen in other Unreal Engine 5 games. You know, it can sometimes be a bit like this. This is ray tracing on, yeah. You can't actually fully switch it off. You always have to have at minimum software set to low. Unless I think you probably have to modify game files. But FSR quality here, seeing an average of about, yeah, almost 170. So that definitely makes quite a big difference with FPS there. Compared to what we had before, that's like a really big difference. Pretty good view. I'm not a game dev, so I don't really know all the intricacies of that, but I don't know if it's just something you completely can never get away from in Unreal Engine. I feel like I don't think that's always the case, because there are Unreal Engine 5 games that like run okay. Not okay, I mean, it's very demanding when you've got ray tracing on, but if you look at the difference between, say, like Ark Survival Ascended, which stutters insane amounts, to then, like, even you look at something like Black Myth Wukong or even like Hellblade 2, they're like the low FPS, but they're not like insane stutter fests. There's definitely a range where it seems like you don't have to have such bad stuttering. So there's definitely a scale of how bad it can be. This is definitely nowhere near as bad as I've seen it. Definitely seen it a lot worse. At the moment, to be honest with you, I don't know if this is FSR 4 at the moment. It looks like it is to me. This looks FSR 4, but it's a little complicated with trying to get it to work with the game, so it's a little... Earlier, we definitely had it on earlier, but I can't seem to launch it at the moment through Adrenaline, which is causing me problems. So it's hard to really determine if it's on or not. It does appear to be like it is ghosting a little bit on the axe again. I don't know, FSL 3 does have some quite bad ghosting doing that. Yeah, see it? This is hardware ray tracing. We can switch that off. But you're still left with software, which you can't fully switch off in the game settings at least, so it's either high or low for software. Work for a large software company, not a game. Yeah, I've done software engineering in the past. I do more data engineering now, but I have actually worked with game devs, but just for me personally, I don't really know much about game dev in general. But yeah, no, I can definitely imagine how chaotic it is on like a company before a game release. To be honest, that sounds like my absolute worst nightmare. Because I know how chaotic it is at companies just releasing the like most trivial things. I couldn't imagine like a full game and all the like bureaucracy and you know, you're like, oh, it's not ready. No, it's going out today. It's not ready though. Yeah, but it's going out today. You're like, right, okay. But it might break everything. Well, we're still putting it out today. So a fair big jump there, actually. We're going from hardware to software. We're getting, what, like 240, 245 there. Definitely seems like much bigger differences at 1080p, really, than what we saw at 4K. Switch that back on. Oh, yeah, there you go. What's that, about 50 to 60 FPS? Difference there? That's quite a large jump. Personally, for me, I mean, I'm not really too fussed about having FPS in the hundreds on a game like this. I don't really mind playing between sort of 60 and 100, to be honest. I mean, this monitor only goes up to 144 anyway. I do actually have a 1080p 240, but I feel like absolutely no need to really be playing this. I'd rather play at high res. I'm seeing GPU usage drop down a little bit here as well, into the 80%. Varying levels of ready. No, I know. That's like the most stressful bit, to be honest, is when you know something isn't ready and there's someone else just there like, we've got to release this by 9 AM tomorrow morning. I'm just like, oh my god. There's like nothing worse than that. Because some non-technical person agreed to some timeline of like, yeah, this will be done in a day. It's like, alright. Thanks for letting me know. Any other settings you want to see whilst I'm at 1080p? We could go back before I switch it to another res, because I will, like I said, I will have to go. I started streaming a little bit later today because of work, actually. I had to work late to try and pretty much get something working by tomorrow, which is funny we're talking about that. I do just want to maybe see if we can drop the actual main preset a little bit. I'll be back on tomorrow, though. Maybe try and switch to my 5090 and have a look at performance on that. Switch it down to high, maybe. So we'll go back to native. Seems like in this area, actually, the FPS isn't too bad. Seems to get a bit better than the other place. This is... Back then, that wasn't native. No, we're using FSR, but it is native now. Is there a, there is a map on there. I'm just, like, wandering around. Am I stuttering? Yeah, quite a bit. Like, you're even seeing it there a little bit. Definitely depends where you are. Some areas seem really bad. Some don't seem so bad. This area doesn't seem as bad as the one we saw before. Is FSR full working for me? It depends. Sometimes. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Right now on this boot of the game, I couldn't get it working. But for the sort of first part of the stream, I couldn't get it working. Then for probably about an hour and a half, we had it working. But I can't get it working again. Hearing people hype up software you built whilst knowing exactly how broken it is, yeah. Or watching QA try to test it and it works, but then they're like, oh, but what about this? Oh, will it work doing this? And I'm there just like, please don't. Please don't test any more scenarios. It works in this one scenario. Can we just have that? Combat. Yeah, any specific, I mean, in that fighting that... this is the thing, like, I mean, yeah, look at it there, look. You see that there? It's almost like it's... loading in a different area, really, isn't it? Can I suck you off? What the hell? No, I can't.
What is it?
Certified Unk status. I played this game, but I never really was that... Never completed it, and I was never really massively into it, so I don't know. Does that class as Unk status? I never really got very far in it, originally.
I'm only asking for a single coin.
Do you want something from me?
So yeah, let me know what other settings you want to see quick, and I'll try and do it, because I'm going to have to go in a minute, because I need to grab dinner and stuff. Because it's like 9:30. It's not really dinner, I suppose, at this point. And I'll, like I said, I'll try and be back on again tomorrow, same time, and we'll try and look for it a bit more. Did we maybe want to see frame generation like this as well? I've got frame generation on. You was 4 when this game came out. Sheesh. Holy. I probably got Unk status then on you. How old would I have been when this game came out? What year did this game come out? Because I had it on Xbox 360, but like I say, I really probably didn't play that. I probably played like maybe 2 hours of it. I probably played more of it in just this session than I ever did.
Hand it over or die.
I never really got that into this or Skyrim. Like, I have played them a bit, but I never really was that into them.
Times are hard when a robber can't even make an honest living.
2006. Sheesh! So I was like, what? I was 15. Oof. I was like, 14. No, 15. Sheesh. Oh, it actually came out before I had it then. I don't think I played this game until I was like... I didn't have an Xbox 360 when I was 15.
What is it?
I think I maybe got the Xbox in like 2007 or maybe 8. I think I was still rocking the PS2. Fourteen 1440p high. We can have a look. Ultra screen space reflections off. No FSR for FSR. Yeah, the issue is I don't know if I'm gonna have to have a look. I don't know if we'll be able to get FSR 4 working again. I need to have a look at it tonight. Because it might be there might be too much troubleshooting to really be able to do today. I might have to come back to it tomorrow. I could go to 1440p though. 2560, 1440. Was it everything just set to high like this? What about hardware? Do we want to do native doing that? $24. Yeah, I mean I'm like what? I'm 9 years old. I'm 33. Oof. Hearing that out loud. So this is with everything set to high. 80 to 90. Bear in mind this area probably going to be a bit better than some of the other areas. It might be more like 70 or so in some of the really heavy areas. $5070 9700 X3. Probably I mean, for gaming, it's going to be the 7800 X3D. Why don't I just see if there's maybe like a side quest or something? Is that still taking me towards the gate? Yeah. They're just like side quests or something. Then what was the other thing? No screen space reflections. You were 14? No. I was like 15. I said I was 15 or 16, I think. Because I was born in 1991. So I'd have been 15 in 2006. I'll be 34 this year, though, if that makes it makes more sense. Screen space reflections, I don't think it doesn't change FPS really that much. You're more uncle than me, not to mention a literal uncle. I'm an actual uncle as well. I got two nieces. Nah, to be honest, I don't really feel that old. I mean, I don't know, it's weird. When you're in your like 20s, I thought when I was like thought about 30, I was like, oh my god, that's so old. But when you get there, you're just like, oh, I'm not like really, I'm still like a child. I still act like a child. To be honest, oh, look at that around the tree there. Hitting 30 for me was a bit weird because it was during the COVID. So like I went into COVID lockdowns like in my late 20s and then I came out in my 30s. So there wasn't really like any, do you know what I mean? It seemed to come around pretty quick. You have graphics artifacts on Baldur's Gate. I've not played Baldur's Gate. Because you aren't old at all. No, I'm not saying, I don't think I am old. I mean, just in general, like, people freak out when they hit 30, don't they? Or, like, people are like, oh my god, no, I'm 30, no. I forgot to change the res. But I was just saying, I didn't really feel like that when I hit 30. Let's, did we also want to see 4K as well as optimized settings? What exactly do we want for that, though? Because I'll show you briefly, it's set to everything maxed. Because we can obviously do that with FSR and stuff, but do we mean more graphic settings? So that's 4K, look, 40 FPS. COVID stole 4 years from it. Yeah, it is tough. I mean, I imagine it is really tough for people who are like in that like 18 to like 20, 21, 22. I couldn't imagine having to go through lockdowns when like all of that. When I look back to like those years of my life, I couldn't imagine like really change the trajectory of my life, you know. Just turned 22. Sheesh! So yeah, 30 FPS. So probably, I mean, you're going to have to get any reasonable FPS just from a native res here, you're going to have to drop everything pretty much to low. Probably. If it doesn't crash. Okay, I mean, that's way more than I thought. Probably could get away with medium. Maybe even a mixture of medium and high. Oh, what am I doing? Trial high. Okay, no, that's not it. Probably looking... I think you could probably get away with a mixture of... maybe a mixture of the both. I mean, hair quality, don't really care about that. It could also be this too. I mean, that's still set to ultra. I don't think the preset changes the ray tracing quality. Yeah, look, there you go. So you're looking at pretty much 4K high with maybe some settings. Switch to medium. Make sure you switch ray tracing to medium. Gonna maybe pretty much sit at about 60. Yeah, I need to change it on the screen again. Upwards of almost 70 there. Who's that talking? What are you up to, bruv? Some up there. Software ray tracing. Oh wait, look. That's resetting my scale. That's cheeky. Yeah. So it's going to be... That's dropped my resolution scale. So we were rendering there at about 87%. So you are probably going to look at medium for everything. I hate it when games do that. They like cheekily change some of the settings when you're like changing them. I've gone back to native, but it's keeping it at, it's, you know, look, it's done it again, look. I guess it's because I'm changing this preset, so bear that in mind. It's dropping the resolution scale 71%. That seems so random. I've gone to medium and it drops it down. So although we're not using FSR here, it's not rendering at your native res if you drop that preset. So I've got everything set to medium back at 100% scale. So yeah, probably looking realistically at a mixture of low to medium like that. even set that off, maybe set that to low. Probably that'll do 60. Oh, maybe not. Look at that stuttering as well, it's mad. What's this thing? Boom. Right, so a little bit of a shorter one for me today, but I've got to head off. I had to start streaming, obviously, a little bit later than I normally try because of work. But I'll try and get on tomorrow. Try and switch to the 5090 and have a look through that, and it'll probably be my last stream until next week because I've got to go to London on Friday. So, if you do want to see any of that, just make sure to subscribe to the channel. I try and go live normally at like 6 PM, like GMT, English time. So try and schedule the stream for that tomorrow. Try and have a look through it a little bit more. And I'll try and look tonight and see if I can figure out the FSR 4 thing. See if I can get that working consistently. But thanks a lot for watching. Have a good evening, and I'll catch you tomorrow.